We have created this solution and we are having an engagement with Tata Trust. Let me start this presentation with a very simple insight that a science fiction writer had stumbled upon. He said the future is already here. It's just not very evenly distributed. And it is no more significantly evident than in this entire field of collecting data, submitting it, analyzing it, and acting on it. So when there were registers, manual registers, all of us knew what the gap was. But with technology, there is still a gap, especially when you try to do mobile enablement. There could be a lack of networks, voice or data. All these smartphones which people keep talking about, a lot of people in rural areas do not have them, cannot afford them. And of course, some of this technology may be just too complicated for the end user. And trying to put something on a feature phone like the one I have here is just too time consuming, too technically challenging, given the wide variety and diversity of handsets out there. And if you go down, analyze and alert, if you get the data, you can act on it quickly. There are enough systems out there. Go to the next piece. So, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to reduce this gap between collection of data and acting on it. And how we are trying to do that? Through a simple SIM. So what we are proposing is a SIM and a solution that goes with it. So the data can be captured and stored in the SIM card regardless of whether the phone is within network or outside the network. And as soon as it comes into a network, it will auto send it. Then these data forms can be changed from the backend. So suppose you're collecting, let's say, Sandman cases today, you can change it to vaccination from the backend, or the person who's using it can very easily do it by USSD window. And of course, these forms come in vernacular as well. Now, once you have this data collected, you can easily send it back to any system that transfers the data, or we could also help you developing it. And last but not the least is we have to change human behavior here, which means you have to train them, you have to incentivize the people who are actually doing it, and you also need to include the beneficiary in the entire loop. We need to know whether he's actually getting the data, and a lot of these people do have mobile phones, not all of them, because of the experience. And if you look at the comparison of technology available there, the SIM app would work when there is no network at all, so would a smartphone application. But then think about a SIM cost and the cost of a smartphone. About 50 rupees to 5,000 rupees. The gap is significantly huge. Is it, will it work on any handsets? Definitely. The SIM is the lowest common denominator of technology available in the mobile world. The SIM will work on any handset, whereas an app or anything else, you might run into technical issues. Is it easy to deploy? Yeah. Most people don't know how to pick up a SIM and put it in their SIM card. Most of them would already have it. And is it easy to use? Of course, what you have to do is punch in data. Same thing you do anymore. You dial a number, or you look up a contact. It works on this phone very well. Is it scalable? Think of it. Is it easier to distribute 100,000, procure, distribute 100,000 handsets, and be responsible for managing them, repairing them, or give these people SIM cards? So we have covered scalability as well.
Negotiated with BSNL, and BSNL से negotiation के बाद में उन्होंने हमारे साथ में 5 साल का एक MOU किया, और उन्होंने लगभग 1.5 लाख handsets हमें free of cost provide किए थे BSNL ने, which we have distributed to Ashas. Now, I had requested them कि अगर आपकी जो application है, if it can be put in those, I am willing to purchase even that application also. But what they are saying is it is a SIM-based application, and it is embedded in the SIM. And unless I switch over from BSNL network to Tata Docomo network, that will not be operational. So that is slightly a tricky part for me, because 1.5 लाख में उनसे handsets ले चुका, distribute कर चुका, 5 साल का MOU कर लिया. So that is a bit problematic for me. If they are able to give me this application somehow, and
CSR.
No, either I offered them कि एक आधे कोई districts में pilot करना चाहो CSR, because this is a very good application. For one, it is not a smartphone based application, it is an ordinary phone through which the data can be collected and can be compiled also. But the present limitation is that I am stuck up with an MOU with BSNL, and I have distributed 1.5 lakh phones. unless they are willing to distribute 1.5 lakh phones. Again, I will be able to discard them and move over to your network.
Actually, sir, we can distribute the SIMs. A lot of people in India, they carry multiple SIMs and they
नहीं वो BSNL का ही फोन है उसी का ही वो सिम कार्ड है ना, so that is the only problem. If this application could be provided and if those phones can be utilized which are already there with Asha, because that those numbers have been collected, they have been dispersed all over, they have been submitted to Government of India also, so that is slightly some problem with me, but certainly your solution is good. For other purposes we may like to look at it for data collection if at any point, but right now I can't offer you anything.
Other departments can also
Sir.
make use of it.
So survey वगैरह के लिए I mean it is a very useful kind of a thing, but the only thing is they require you to switch over to Tata Docomo network, which is slightly a tricky part.
तो उसको देख लेते हैं सर्विस वगैरह के लिए भी क्या यूजफुल हो रहा है. अब तो हेल्थ से बात हुई, बाकी कोई आई थिंक एनी अदर डिपार्टमेंट वाले हैं नहीं सर्वे वाले to really follow it up.
Thanks.